evening, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to another episode of APAC Dialogue. We have with us today our guest, Mr. Satya Prabhakar, CEO and founder of Sulekha. And Satya will be taking us through one about his company, the business model, what are their growth plans, and also talk about some of the general trends. So before we start, a brief introduction. APAC News Network. We are a media organization headquartered out of Noida with a pan-India presence and across Asia, in both Southeast Asia as well as the Middle East. And we focus primarily on technology deployment across government, across healthcare, across education, BFSI, manufacturing, and overall IT domain and the likes. And also we focus on startups. Maybe my first question, Satya, if you can introduce yourself, talk a little about the genesis of Sulekha, and also update our viewers on the portfolio of solutions and services that you offer. Over to you.
Great. Thank you very much to APAC News and Mr. Rajneesh. Appreciate your time and your interest in learning more about what we offer. My name is Satya, and I'm the CEO of Sulekha and ProManage, which are the two services in our portfolio that we are offering. So we started in India in 2007 as Sulekha, and Sulekha started as a technology business to consumer platform that helped consumers, people like you and me, to find qualified, matched service providers in a variety of categories, including, let us say, home improvement, entertainment, education, coaching, training, where you come and tell us what is the service you need, what kind of service you need, when do you need it, what are the attributes of the service, and we'll find for you instantly service providers who are qualified, who are matched, and connect you with them so that you can do that. And this has been an immensely successful business model for us, and we have grown that business. Of course, because of COVID, the service sector, SME market, was the one that was particularly harshly affected because of lockdowns that lasted for 18 months or so. So that business is again very actively growing back up. In that time frame, what we have also done is we understood the requirements of our customers, which includes both large enterprises and small enterprises. And we understood that they have a requirement to grow their business beyond the audience of Sulekha. The Sulekha business model is connecting our customers to the audience, the consumers who are coming to Sulekha. But then if you're an event organizer, you just want to grow your business. It doesn't really matter to you whose audience it is that you're connecting to that has a requirement for an event organizer, right? So what we have done in the last 18 months is we have built a tech platform, what we call a digital marketing SaaS platform called ProManage, that helps both large and small enterprises in reaching out and marketing themselves to audiences across multiple platforms, including Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Sulekha, Locafy, and various other things, right? That's what we do. And this is not a business process outsourcing solution. It is a technology AI solution that if you are, let us say, you are a City Union Bank, which is a customer of ours, who has got about 800 branches, or you are a Carrot Lane, which is a jewelry business, or you are Naturals, which is a salon business, or you are actually Go Colors, which is a fashion apparel business. All of them have got hundreds and thousands of locations across the country. So for every consumer who is looking for the brand, there are 20 times more people who are looking for the service without knowing a particular brand. So, to be visible to that audience and to engage with that audience and to convert them into customers is where the blue ocean of opportunity is. And ProManage helps businesses in effectively and efficiently reach out to these branches from across. That's what we do, right? So it's been great. We have more than 30 brands across the country who are live on the platform, and it's growing remarkably well. So these are the two services we offer. Sulekha as a business continues, and so does uh, ProManage is also growing very fast.
So about ProManage, I would like to understand a little bit more in detail about, obviously, understood the concept, but how does the interaction in terms of the nature of services which are offered,
Yeah,
um, since you are offering the services primarily, uh, how do the it's ultimately B2B services being offered on a B2C platform, if I may say, enterprises offering those services. So, how do the interactions happen, and what is the your business model in that whole scenario?
yeah. The way we see that is hmm, the way we see is we ProManage helps. Suppose if you are, let us say, we take one of our clients, which is City Union Bank, right? City Union Bank has got 800 branches across the country. Or if you look at actually DHL, which is a customer of ours, which has 400 branches across the country and thousands of other agents who provide DHL services, right? What we do is using ProManage, we help brands and businesses claim their local listings and optimize them and make sure they're complete and they go up in search rankings so that when people come searching, they will be found. Further, what we do is that we provide the infrastructure for these brands to engage digitally with their consumers. If the consumers want to chat with them, we provide the platform for these businesses. We are a SaaS platform for these businesses to interact digitally with their consumers. We also provide things for them to respond to reviews from a central location. Suppose if somebody comes and posts a review on one of your locations in Assam, today you don't know they're going to post it. But what ProManage does is in real time, it goes and fetches that review and shows it to you in the ProManage dashboard so you can respond from here. And when you respond from here, it goes and posts the review there, the review response there on that platform, in that location, right? So that is the power of ProManage that we're able to do, right? So that is the service we're offering, and it is a digital service, and it's a simple SaaS pricing of per location per month. There is no cost for setup, no cost for anything.
So, since you earlier mentioned also, obviously, you are leveraging AI extensively in ProManage.
Yeah,
My question is what you explained. See, typically, those listings and those digital marketing, how many there would be different media, very heterogeneous kind of media. Now I'm sure extensively social media will be used, chat will be used. So omni-channel heterogeneous kind of media
yeah.
is being used. So one, I wanted to understand how many of these different delivery medium are being used, and more importantly, since you are leveraging AI now, a lot of these information are coming from so many heterogeneous sources. So the authenticity of the information, because unless there is some uniformity or authenticity of the information is not there, how much analytics you apply, the outcome will not be exactly accurate, and otherwise then it defeats the very purpose of the. So how do you ensure that happens?
Yeah. So let us say you are one of our customers. Let's take uh, actually Go Colors. Go Colors is a fashion brand, right? They have 500 plus stores across the country. Now, what we do is we help them ensure the authenticity, accuracy, completeness, and enriched content of each of their portfolio locations, each of the branch locations, retail stores in ProManage, right? Is a single point of authority of information for all of their locations. And in those listings, they can also frequently, every day, upload offers, discounts, new arrivals, new fashion, right? And tips on how to wear fashion. All this information they compile and they upload it in ProManage. And when they say upload, that information is now taken by ProManage and updated across this 500 plus locations across multiple platforms instantly,
So that's when this updation is being done real time.
real time. Plus, we have an AI algorithm because what the AI algorithm does is it uh, analyzes every listing. If there are 500 plus listings, this brand has, there are 520 stores, so they have 520 listings. Correct. Each listing we use an AI algorithm that is proprietary to us in analyzing it and coming up with a score, which is called a searchability score, which is the higher the score is, the more likely you will be found by the search audience, right? And that AI algorithm, what it does is that it comes up with a score out of from let us say 1 to 100. It comes up with a score of 72. Next to 72 are a list of 3 4 things you can do to that profile to increase the score to 90. It's all automated, right? And then you can follow that instruction. By doing that, it goes up to 90. For example, one of the important things is if customers post reviews on your listing, on your store, it is important that you respond to those things meaningfully and quickly. If you don't do that, your score will drop down. We will say, hey, you are taking 3 days to respond to reviews, cut it down to less than half an hour. Once they reduce it to 30 minutes, and we also tell them how to respond to reviews, the score will automatically go up from, let us say, 72 to 86. If the score goes up to 86, it's more likely that business will be found and ranked higher. So we do all these things for our businesses to be able to do them, right? And that is the key towards succeeding in the search business, right?
So while we remain in ProManage, this 30 brands who are
Yeah.
associated, you mentioned some about City Union Bank, Go Colors,
DHL,
Carrot Lane,
DHL,
who,
Asta Pharmacy, uh, Lifecell, right?
okay.
And we have people like Apollo Pharmacy is a customer of ours. So all this and Federal Bank is a customer of ours. Go Colors, Naturals, yeah.
Okay, and the use cases are similar in all the most of the cases, as you
Broadly,
explained.
yes, broadly the same. In some
Okay.
cases, there is some amount of custom integration we do, right? Custom integration we do with their profile, with their internal systems, so that they have a better context of the user. So that's what we do.
Uh, Regarding the business model, is it only these brands whom obviously you charge for the services, or is it the consumers who look for these
we,
brands,
we only
they
charge
are also charged.
we only charge the businesses.
Okay, only charging the businesses.
Yeah.
Now coming to the Sulekha part of the business, obviously Sulekha has been there for a long time. So, and as this um, search directory in terms of services, one question remains: how do you, if I may ask, enhance the accuracy? Because often the results in Sulekha we have seen are more broad based. Unless this local listing thing is not very pinpointed, then that accuracy, then even a standard Google search um, can give you that much. So, where the differentiation has to come in terms of more accurate. So, how are you looking at enhancing the accuracy, especially in terms of enhancing the local flavor, the local listing thing?
So our distinctiveness, what is unique about what Sulekha does, is it qualifies the businesses, because in most search platforms there is no such qualification that is done. For example, what you mean by qualification is there are two levels of qualification. Suppose Mr. Actually Rajneesh, let us say you are an event organizer. I'm just taking as example, right? You do event organizing for large events. What Sulekha does is, first of all, it establishes that you are a legitimate event organizer, that you are who you say you are, right? We do a KYC on it, on you, establish that you are an event organizer. The second thing we do is we profile you. Profile you means, what kind of events do you do? Do you do large weddings? Do you do destination weddings? What is the number of people that event should have? Before you may not do small events like a birthday parties, right? You only do large events. So we profile you, and when consumers come looking, see, if you go to Google or any place, you type event organizer, you get 15 people, but not all 15 serve your requirement, because you want one who has expertise in destination weddings, right? So that qualification when profiling is what we do, and match it to you based on what you want. That is the distinction between a general purpose search platform and what Sulekha does, is the qualification matching.
Uh, do you plan ever, and especially when you said the Sulekha model, for obvious reasons, was impacted during the pandemic also? So, do you prefer to go one level beyond? And once you've done the qualification of the services, uh, ensure the services being offered also. I mean to say, what sort of an urban company or they kind of do? Do you plan to go beyond into that step
Yeah,
also?
that is an excellent, insightful question that you have asked. The answer is no, and I'll tell you why it is a no. Most of the time, when people transact online for a service, it has three or four different attributes that makes it amenable for online transaction. One is, it is a low cost product, less than 1,000 rupees, less than 500. So where you as a consumer, you really don't find the appeal of having to negotiate. What? It costs 300 to fix a microwave oven. Will you spend 15 minutes negotiating to bring it down from 300 to 275? You will not, right? Because it's not worth your time. Second is, it is a commodity service. Commodity service means you pretty well know what the service entails, right? If you look at Uber, you want to take a cab from Indira Nagar to airport, right? I mean, a cab is a cab, the route is a route. So there is no ambiguity in terms of what that guy will offer you, right? Third one is urgency. You want somebody right now, right? If these three things are met, that service is amenable to online transactions. For us, it's not, because an event organizer does not meet any of these things. Number one, it is not cheap. Some event organizers charge you even 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs. Second thing is, it is not a commodity service, in the sense you negotiate what needs to get done, when will it get done. Third one is, mostly it's not urgent, right? In these cases, people want to talk to the event organizer, to the service provider, and decide the kind of service, when they want to pay, how they want to pay. Sometimes they pay in advance, sometimes they've not paid in advance, right? So that's why it doesn't lend itself to, if somebody comes. I mean, it's unthinkable that a consumer would come, and if you're an event organizer, you charge 5 lakhs, they'll come online, click 5 lakhs, and pay 5 lakhs online without ever talking to you. It won't happen. Yeah. So that's the reason why the transaction model is not good. In some cases, we do offer services where consumers may want to pay the advance through Sulekha, so that there is evidence of payment and the ease of payment through multiple transaction methods. Yeah.
So that makes, when you are talking about that, obviously you are looking at this non-commoditized,
High value services, high value.
if I may say, high-value
Yeah.
services. So earlier you mentioned about the KYC and the profiling of the business. Uh, in light of what you are offering, that becomes even more imperative, uh, because there are, in certain cases, it's not just only a customer satisfaction question, can be a legal,
Yeah.
I may say, a technological situation also, in terms of, so how do you ensure, uh, up to what level that KYC is done actually of the service providers?
Well, we say what are all the things we check, in the sense that if it is an architect, we have a certification the architect has done. If it's a training center, we have a business registration, or a GST registration, or some evidence of it's being done. So we say this is what we check. But ultimately, it is caveat emptor. Caveat emptor means, if you are a buyer, you have to take your own precautions of who you're dealing with, what you're paying. We have we have tens and thousands of SMEs on our platform. I cannot stand guarantee for every one of the services. I'll only tell you, sir, I have checked for these things and this is evidence. After that, you have to evaluate the service provider. I'm only making your search and evaluation easy. I am not offering you infallibility. Okay? I can't offer you that. Yeah.
But there have been no legal
There are.
ramifications of that till now.
There are, because I mean, there are means there are consumers who will come to us and complain, saying that this travel agent said he will book tickets to, Saudi. He took advance money. Now he's not answering my phone call, right? In which case we suspend the listing. We reach out to the business. We will try to intermediate between the two, and most of the time we are able to solve the problem. In some cases, businesses, SMEs go out of business, and when they go out of business, they don't have funds, they don't have money to pay back, and so at which point it is, we will help the consumer any which way we can to reclaim the money, but ultimately the consumer is responsible for himself or herself, because the transaction is not going through us. See, we are not an Airbnb where the
Hmm.
consumer pays the house, the home, through Airbnb, and Airbnb holds that money until the trip is done, before it pays the homeowner. So they have that hold, because the transaction doesn't go through us in Sulekha. We don't, we can't have the hold.
Okay, and understood that part. So, in terms of both for Sulekha and ProManage, what sort of go-to-market model or strategy you follow? They will be different, of course, being so. What will be the key pillars of the GTM initiatives?
For Pro Manage, because it is B2B, right? We don't have a consumer side to Pro Manage. We're just we're just a SaaS platform. Uh, it is business trying to network with businesses, right? And reaching out to them, explaining the value proposition, and trying to make the sale. So it's a simple B2B marketing. We know, I mean, all across India, we may have about, our target audience is about 3,000 people. I just need to reach out to these 3,000 people, right? In Sulekha, it's both business to consumer. So there's some consumer marketing also we need to do, and we do that using online media mostly. We advertise, we get money from them and do it.
And for both the B2B and the B2C business, both for ProManage and Sulekha, are there plans to look beyond Indian boundaries also?
Yeah. Not for Sulekha, because Sulekha has more as both a consumer side and a business side, because it's a B2C platform. I think it is impossible to today to go to a foreign market and cultivate the consumer side. It's very expensive. But pro manage, definitely we can go abroad, because again the target group will be very small. Of even the US also, we are talking about 10,000 businesses, right? So I just need to identify who the 10,000 people are, and only do a surgical strike marketing for those people. Yeah.
So, are there any plans in either US or any other market soon?
Not immediately, sir. Maybe in the next year or year and a half to 2 years, we'll do that. But right now, we are focused on India only.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in India, you mentioned those 3,500 businesses. So, how do you plan to expand in India?
We do mostly by the direct marketing, email marketing, participating in events, sponsoring events, and the typical ways in which businesses market to other businesses, right? So that's what we do. Yeah. And it's also not meant to actually personal personal contacts, personal network contacts. And there's a thing called ABM, account based marketing, right?
Okay.
And we target to those people, right?
Uh, so, if I may ask from overall for both the businesses,
Yeah.
and if we look at the next 5 to 6 quarters, so what all are going to be the key focus areas and the initiatives that you plan to undertake?
But for Pro Manage, mostly it is building the platform, which, because it's a primarily a product offering, is a technology SaaS offering. And second one is we make sure that we reach out to people, market to people, and deliver the value. So it is product, service delivery, and acquisition are the three aspects of Pro Manage that we'll focus on. For Sulekha, it is trying to grow because the business model is quite clear, is well established. We continue to grow that business, and that's what we do. So in Sulekha, you have both the consumer aspect of it and also the other aspects of it. So we tend to ensure that we are successfully marketing to both sides, right? So
Another thing for both Sulekha and ProManage, especially since you are working in a as diverse a market as India, where so many different regional languages and I may say even local dynamics, cultural dynamics and stuff are there. So for both the businesses, both from the consumer angle as well as for a pure B2B business like ProManage, how are those challenges and how do you manage them?
could you repeat the question? I didn't quite understand.
I mean to say, India is a very heterogeneous kind of diverse market.
Yeah.
There are different regional languages, different, I would say, individual cultural dynamics across regions. And both your Sulekha and ProManage businesses, both the B2C and B2B, basically encompasses this pan India across these multi language and multi regional challenges. So, uh, do you face any challenges to the business because of that, and how do you manage that?
Mostly for pro manage, it's all in English because we are dealing with large brands and they also present their offerings to them there. But we do have vernacular uh, translations for local listings that we offer, that we're planning to offer for businesses so that they can have the listings in different languages based upon where the consumer is coming from. And for Sulekha, it has been in primarily in English because our target market is higher value services and in mostly in tier one, tier two cities. It's of Sulekha is not of much value in tier three cities, right? So that's what we do. So mostly it is in English, so that the vernacular issue has not yet arisen, right? Towards doing that, right? So that's what we are looking at.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much.